How long did it take for God to make the world? It's a controversial question in our world today. Probably the most common answer people would give would be that God didn't make the world at all. You know how the theory of evolution is taught in so many schools, it's emphasized on so many levels of society. The theory of evolution says that there is no God, that the world just came about on its own over billions and billions of years. How long did it take God to make the world? Well, there is no God. He didn't make the world. So the ideas of evolution have been seeping into Christian churches. There's Christian churches and Christian pastors who would give a similar answer. If you asked how long did it take God to make the world, they would say millions or billions of years, just adding in the fact that God was guiding it. God guided the evolutionary process to bring the world together that we have today. A lot of Christian churches would say it took God a very long time to make the world too. But the Bible's really clear. How long did it take God to make the world? 6 days. 6 days. If you haven't done so for a while, I encourage you to read the whole first chapter of the Bible. Genesis chapter 1. In it, you'll see a similar phrase repeated over and over again. It says, there was evening and there was morning the first day. There was evening and there was morning the second day. There was evening and there was morning the third day. Do you get the picture? It's such repetition, you almost wonder, why does God have it written like this? There was evening and morning the fourth day. There was evening and morning the fifth day. It's like, God, we get the picture. It was almost as if God knew when His Word was written down thousands of years ago that a day would come when people would question how long it really took God to make the world. Genesis chapter 1 says very conclusively, it took God 6 days. You, though, have maybe heard people question whether those days were really days. Maybe each day was a billion years. Maybe it was all figurative. I want to encourage you not to think like that, because the Bible is so clear with that simple phrase, evening and morning. It's true that in some languages like ours, we can use the word day to mean something other than a 24-hour day. We can say way back in the day, but we would never ever use day in that sense with the words evening and morning. The way the Bible describes it over and over again, evening and morning, evening and morning. These were 6 normal days with evening and morning, just like our days are today. For even more proof, you can look to Exodus chapter 20. There God gives the 10 commandments. The third commandment, as we number them, is remember the Sabbath day. And as God explains the Sabbath day, resting on the seventh day, He says this, for in 6 days the Lord created the heavens and the earth, the sea and all that is in them, and on the seventh day He rested. God Himself tells us that those 6 days of creation were normal days. In fact, they're the basis for our week today. God worked for 6 days, and on the seventh day He rested. And this is the amazing truth of the Bible. How long did it take God to make the world? 6 days. Maybe the question, though, should be, why did God take so long? Our God, with all of His power and might, how long did He need to make the world? He didn't need any time at all. And yet He took His time. He made the light, He made the sky, He made the land and the vegetation, He made the sun, moon, and stars, the fish and the birds, the land animals, and then last of all, as the crown of His creation, He made us, human beings. When you read the creation story, you realize that God loves you, that God made you, that God has a plan and a purpose for your life. What a blessing to know that God made the world, and He made it according to His timetable. He made it in just 6 days. You are the creation of God. May that fact give you joy and peace today.